Hello and welcome to the Happy Hippie Intuitive. My name is Nina and I'm here to do your spirit messages. It's a pick a card reading and you get to choose what card you are drawn to, and then we will pull some more cards and we will ask spirit what kind of messages they have for you at this time. But before we get into the reading, I would like to remind you that these readings are general, so you must take what resonates and leave the rest. I will link timestamps below, so once you have made your pick, you can jump straight to your reading by using the timestamps. And also, I will list all the cards I use below. If you are interested in channeled work, if you want to know more about the awakening process, ascension, communication with angels, star beings, or source energy, then jump on over to my other channel, Pure Light Awakening, which will also be linked in the description box below. Without further ado, let's get into the reading for today. You have 3 cards to choose from, 1, 2, or 3. And there's also 3 crystals. The first crystal is a yellow jade. The second one is an apatite. And the third one is an orange carnelian. So, feel into your intuition. Ask your spirit guides to help you pick either 1, 2, or 3. Pause the video if you need more time, and I will be back in a moment, and I will start with number 1. Removing number 3 and number 2. Okay, number 1, so if you picked this yellow jade as your crystal for today, and this card, then this is the reading for you. So we're going to turn the card, and there is a simple message on the card here, and we're going to intuit that, and then I have several other cards that I will use to find the message that was meant for you, number 1. So let's look at it. Bloom, my darling. Okay, so there might have been some of you that has been holding back in some way, shape, or form, that has been reluctant to kind of put yourself out there, maybe. Maybe you have been doubting your own skills. Maybe you have been doubting your connection with spirit. Maybe you feel like you don't have the energy. Maybe you have been physically ill or mentally ill. You know, you have to take this as it resonates. But what they're trying to say with this, from my perspective here, is that it's time to step it up. It's time to move forward. It's time to step into truly being the true essence of you, and not being afraid of shining your own light, not being afraid to bloom, to blossom, to grow. You know, many people around us can also be jealous when we do that. And there might have been some, you know, feeling of you don't want to take up too much space, or what are they going to say if I do this, or, you know, you're kind of concerned about what other people think. Then I would say, you know, put that aside now. We're done with that now. Now we are focusing on ourselves. We're focusing on moving forward into what we're meant to become. And we don't care about what other people think or mean about that. What other people think about you has nothing to do with you. It has to do with where they are vibrating, what frequency they are vibrating on right now, where they are in life. If they are in a dark space, everything to them will look dark. If they're in a good space, then everything to them will look good. So it's got nothing to do with you, okay? Just to have that said. So we're going to pull some more cards. So we're going to start with the butterfly cards today. And we're going to see. I have chosen some cards that are very spring orientated. I need some spring in my house. We still have snow here in Norway, or at least where I live. So we got more snow yesterday. It's beautiful. I love it. But I'm also kind of longing for spring. Aren't you? Anyways, number 1. Let us see what we have here. Let's pull some cards. What does spirit have to tell us? Self-employment. Yeah, for some of you, it is about stepping into your own power and actually starting something up on your own. Hobbies. It can also be hobbies. Doesn't have to be work related. It can be just a new hobby that you are kind of blossoming into, or you are using your hobby to blossom or to grow spiritually. So for some of you, it might be employment, and for others, it might be a hobby. But whatever it is, they're telling you to bloom now, to show what you got, to be confident enough to stand in that power. Okay, so let us look at some herb cards as well. What do they want to tell us today? Let's see, number one. Oh, one just flipped over. Balance. Okay. So with that, I would say, you know, whatever this is, if it's self-employment or if it's hobby or whatever it is, just make sure that you are in balance, though, that you don't let yourself get so eager with this that you're kind of pushing yourself too hard. So make sure that you remain that balance. Radiate. Yes, they're saying that it's time for you to radiate. It's time for you to really show what you can do. So a very clear message here, I feel, number one. But let us pull some angel cards as well. I have lots of cards today. I wanted to have a lot of possible different messages also, not just kind of one message. So we'll see what we go. See what happens here. Archangel Jeremiah, learn from your challenges, relax and trust. Okay, so you might have been going through some challenging times, and maybe that's why you've been feeling reluctant to step into this, you know, whatever it is that you are supposed to bloom and blossom with. But as they're asking you to do here is kind of look upon that as a learning thing, you know, whatever challenges you have bumped up against, you know, it's always something within that to be learned, to be gained from it. So can you look upon that as not a challenge, but as something you needed to experience to learn something? Just saying. So, Archangel Rachiel, enter higher planetary service, be a blazing light. For some of you, this might also be a spiritual practice, I must say, with this card here. But whatever it is, they're asking you to be the blazing light, you know, to shine your light. So they're saying radiate, blazing light, blooming, you know, self-employment and hobbies. Having a balance, yes, but they're also asking you to relax and trust here because they're saying that this is going to go well, okay? But we also have more cards here. I want to pull at least one of these and we'll see what we get. Oh, one that just flipped over. The journey. Yeah, so it is about your spiritual journey here. Okay, this is kind of meant to be whatever is going on with you, number one. Whatever it is that you're planning to get into and to let blossom and to let grow, it's part of your spiritual journey here. So it is a significant thing happening, I would say then, for you, number one. Let me just see if they have any direct messages before I'm shuffling tarot now, so we're going to look at that, but I just wanted to see. Okay, Spirit, is there anything else you would like to say? Okay, for some of you, okay, they're saying for some of you this is a light activation, actually. Activating the DNA, dormant DNA, activating more frequent, high frequent light within the physical form. Okay, what else? What? Okay, for some of you it's about a travel. I'm seeing, it's almost like I'm over in Thailand by one of those islands. I was in Koh Tao. I'm seeing kind of a beach with palm trees and a very warm sensation. It could of course be other places, but I'm just drawn back because that's kind of where I remember when I was there. So this might also be about travel for somebody out there. And they're saying safe travel. So I'm having a feeling if some of you were doubting or feeling afraid of doing some sort of travel, I'm feeling like it's kind of a backpacking tour or a little bit outside the norm of the tourism thing, then they're saying that you will be safe. So that was just a message for somebody. Okay, so let's see, you have the Eight of Cups here, so there is something that is in need of being let go as well here. So but I do have a feeling that you're there, though. I do have a feeling like you have already turned your back against all these cups that no longer serve you, and you're headed for the 9th cup, which will be the fulfillment, the personal fulfillment, you know, the 9 of cups. So I have a feeling you have already turned your back against it and you've started to move. And as I said earlier, I have a feeling for some of you that there is some jealousy here as well, because you've chosen your own path. You have left something behind, and you're moving towards whatever it is that is your dream, that is your passion, that is your hobby, that is your, you know, your journey, that is your life path, if you will. And I feel jealousy in that as well. Just that might be for some of you, just to have that said, okay? Knight of Pentacles. So there might be a new offer coming towards you regarding this. Yeah. I have a feeling they're saying you deserve it. They're saying do not let other people dictate your path forward. They're saying that you made the right decision in leaving that behind, whatever it was. Okay, let's take one more. The 9 of Wands. So you might have been wounded as well along the way here. This is the Wounded Healer card. But I do feel you're standing strong now, you see, or you're about to step into your power here. If you haven't already, then this is a huge invitation to do so. But I do have a feeling that at least you have the strength within you to stand in your power now. Of course, maintaining your balance, but I do have a feeling you've come far and you've learned about the yin and yang. You learned about your energy and depletion and all of that. So, yeah. One more card, please. The Hermit, yeah. So they're asking you to do your own thing here. That's kind of what I felt the whole way here, that they're inviting you to do your own thing. And they're saying that will go well. And the Hermit, you know, it's not just about being in a hermit mode and being by yourself, but the lamp here is representative for connection with spirit. So I have a feeling that that's kind of, maybe not for all of you working within the spiritual field, but for some of you, you will be working within the spiritual field. But whatever it is, that you have that connection with spirit with you in whatever it is that you do. If it's, you know, working as an artist, a musician, singer, writer, you know, something creative, marketing, you can even be a creative leader or be creative on the hobby side. And then, you know, work with something else. You have to take this as it resonates with you. But whatever you do, I feel like you have spirit with you. And you have that connection with you because you have that Hermit card here. And they said also here with the journey, this is part of your kind of spiritual path and spiritual journey here. So that's what I feel about that. Now, in the end today, before we pull a couple of charms, I want to pull a couple of these Secret Garden cards. Very much garden and flowers today. Yeah. It's almost spring, you know. It's time to, at least here on this side of on the northern hemisphere. I guess if you're in Australia or in New Zealand, that it is the other way around. And you're getting into fall. But, yeah. It's also blossoming then. Some things. Anyways. Release, lighten your load. Okay. If you have still some residue from walking away from something, then it's time to release now, to feel it through. Not release as in I want to push this out of my body. You just allow it to come forward and be felt. And in that way, you will release, okay? Serenity. Value quiet days with only the rustling leaves breaking the silence. Beautiful. Okay, so that's very much what they're saying with the Hermit here as well. Do your own thing. Take care of you. I said that very early in the reading too. You need to take care of you. One last card of this. Change. As with the falling leaves, embrace change. Yeah. So there is something happening here, or they're encouraging you to dare to make that change, to step into that change now. And I have a very positive feeling about this whole reading, I must say, number one. I feel like whatever is blossoming, whatever is growing for you here, it's going to work out very well. I see that you have been wounded, but they're saying that, you know, learn from your challenges. This is something you can use for something, okay? If you still haven't left behind whatever it is that's hurtful for you, it's time to do so now. It's time to take care of you, okay? To find the balance. This is part of your journey. It's destined to be. You can ask the archangels to help you, Archangel Jeremiah, Archangel Rachiel, and enter a higher planetary service. So for some of you, I do have a feeling that this is about a spiritual journey, and it may be also a spiritual practice, okay? So you must take this as it resonates with you, number one. But let us pull some charms today. Always fun. Let's see what you got. So you got a vase. So with that, you know, I feel like the vase or vase is ready and the flowers will come, meaning there is a reward on the way for you, okay? You got a heart, so that's love from spirit to you. Now this is a charm I actually have never gotten before. It's kind of a little deer or a kind of a Bambi. You see that? So with that, it can be, of course, you know, like a deer in the headlights where you're surprised that something is coming in, like this offer here. But it can also be that gentleness that I feel with the deers and the innocence I feel, especially with the Bambi. So stepping into that innocence, daring to be vulnerable, daring to be sensitive, you know, that's actually, sensitivity is very often looked upon as something weak, but it's the opposite. It's strength. But, you know, the 3D world doesn't see it as such. But dare to be that person that kind of goes against the flow, that dares to use their sensitivity for something positive, that dares to be sensitive in the first place. You also got the horse. The horse for me is healing. It's also strength and gentleness at once. So a balance in that. And it also might be, of course, an invitation to be around horses. If you would like to do that, horses are extremely healing and very intelligent and soulful beings. Now you got the turtle and that tortoise, and that means for me, slow and steady wins the race. So take it one step at a time. Don't rush anything now. And you got a second heart here, even with stars on it. So they're sending you lots and lots of love here from spirit, number one. Lots of support I feel for you. And they're really supporting you in this moving away from what no longer serves you and standing strong in your power now and allowing yourself to bloom and blossom into what you were meant to do on this journey, you know. It's part of your life path. It's part of your journey. So don't mind what other people say or think about you, number one. It doesn't have anything to do with you. It has everything to do with them. So take whatever support you can get, the positivity, the love you can get, but leave everything else behind, okay? And dare to step into this this blossoming stage that you are asked to move into, okay? Well, that was pretty much all I had for you today, number one. I hope this made sense. Give it a thumbs up if it did, and subscribe if you haven't. Comment in the comment section if you would like to. I love reading you guys' comments. I really do. Okay, thank you so much for being part of this reading today, number one. Until the next time I see you. Bye. Okay, number two, so if you chose this apatite crystal, then this is the reading for you. I'll put it up here so it will be part of your reading. Now, this card has a message on the back, so we're going to look at that and then intuit some messages, and then we have lots of other cards and some charms in the end today. Let's look at it, number two. Be faithful in small things, because it is in them that your strength lies. And this was a quote from Mother Teresa. So be faithful in small things, because it is in them that your strength lies. Okay. Yeah, so the feeling I get and the messages I'm hearing from Spirit here is kind of, it's almost like chop wood. You know, it's about appreciating the small things in life, the everyday things. It's about getting real, getting grounded, getting, you know, into the flow of the nature of your soul space, of your heart space. It is in the little things in life that we can find the joy, if we choose to look upon it that way, if we allow that to be. We can be very easily dragged into career. You have to do this, you have to do that, you know, so earn so much money, have such house, that car, you know, all of those things. But that's not where the happiness lies, though. The happiness lies in the small things that gives us joy. It can be a walk in nature. It can be listening to a child laughing, or a baby, holding a baby, sniffing a baby, playing with a dog or a cat, you know, go horseback riding, go for a trip with a boat, you know, lie on the beach, you know. It's all of these little things that makes life joyful. It's not the money, it's not the house, it's not the car, okay? It's those little small things. So they're encouraging you to find those things in your life now. Just if you're riding a bus or a train to work, look out the window. Don't look at your phone. Put the phone away. Be present. Pay attention. Maybe if you're driving to work, choose another way if you're driving, and experience. Look, you know, what are we seeing? What am I experiencing? So be in the experience, okay? That's kind of what I feel this is about. So let us look at some other cards. I have lots of oracle cards, and they're just flying out, flying off my table. So I have to get the one card that fell to the floor in just a second here. It's important that we get all the cards that were meant for you. Okay, so that was the one that fell to the floor. Adult children. So some of you might have adult children, or there might be an adult child within your vicinity, maybe a sister or brothers, or, you know, or maybe your grandmother, grandfather, from all I know, or maybe you yourself is an adult child. So, I got a little dirty here. So with that, I would say, okay, I have this youthful feeling. Maybe for some of you, if you don't have adult children within your vicinity, or you're not an adult child yourself, it could be an invitation for that youthful way of looking at things, that kind of youthful energy. If you are, you know, a little bit older, then, or even if you're in your mid-20s, you know, look back at when you were young and happy and vibrant and full of life, and what did life look like? What was it that you were doing that was joyful for you then? Have you forgotten to kind of play with those kind of energies anymore? That's what I would ask. Next one, join in. Okay, so they're inviting you to say yes to something here. Inviting you to kind of, yeah, join in. It can be join in with a hobby. Join in with a group that does some sort of exercise. Join in with an invitation to a party. You know, it's about stepping into the joy, I feel very much, this reading today. But let us pull some more cards and let's see where we go, number 2. Sorry, there's a helicopter outside my house that might, I don't know if you can hear it, but making a bit of noise. Okay. Let's look at that. Guidance, okay. So they're trying to give you guidance. Are you listening, though, number 2, is what I would ask you, okay? Yeah. There is guidance to be had here if you're willing to listen. And it's also sage, as you can see here, the herb is sage. So maybe there is some cleansing needed in your house as well. Maybe you should sage your house. Progress with a lay campaign. I do not know that name, but of course I'm Norwegian, so we have other names on the flowers. But anyways, progress, and there's a picture of a ladder here as well. So it's about moving up, moving forward, moving into something, joining in, taking a chance is what I feel. Yeah, and they're trying to guide you here. They're trying to push you into something here is what I feel. Or nudge you gently, not push. Nudging you. They would never push. Yeah, okay. Let's see. We have some angel cards here as well. Oh, one that just popped out. Archangel Charity. Give with an open heart and be generous. Okay, interesting. Okay, let's look at one more. Archangel Dorinka. Own your psychic abilities, see through illusion. Okay. So for some of you, this join in might actually be with a group, spiritual group, or maybe a course, or maybe something like that. That was for some of you. See through the illusion. So see the truth for what it is kind of what I feel with that. And be generous and open with the heart. Yeah, because I do feel some sort of stuckness here, and that's kind of why I feel that they're asking you to kind of chop wood here, and to get into the flow of the little things, because maybe you are in a situation where you're working and you're focusing so much on your work that you're kind of forgetting to play. Is that you, number 2? Yeah. Let's pull one more card here from the Mystical Moments. Oracle cards. What else do you have to tell us, Spirit? Lorelei. Okay, I'm not sure what that one is, so I actually have to look in the book. Lorelei. Okay, let us read the book here, people. I don't really do this, but this I don't understand, so I have to. I think it is about travel, but let's see. Power, responsibility, fate, and grace. A mermaid sits on a rock and gazes towards the ocean. A small ship floats nearby, connected with her through a rope. She has the power to decide the destiny of this ship and the fate of the crew. With a flick of her wrist, she could toss the ship against the shore, or she could let it continue on its journey. What will the mermaid decide to do? She has suffered great loss in her own life. Will she continue the cycle of pain, or will she allow healing and grace to calm the waters? Okay. Wow. Yeah, so it's, again, what are you focusing on here? Are you allowing past experiences that might have been hurtful destroy your happiness, destroy your joy? Or maybe even if you have adult children, are you putting that on to them, kind of, as in, if you have had very bad experiences in your life, are you focusing on them to the point where it's affecting your children? That was for some of you as well. So what will you choose to do? You are the mermaid there, right? You have experienced some tough stuff. You can choose. Okay, what do you choose to do? What do you focus on? Are you focusing on too much work? Are you focusing on things are not going right? Are you focusing on the sorrow of the past? Because they're saying progress here and guidance. They're asking you to listen, and they're trying to guide you to progress. They're trying to, this is kind of where you're headed, right? See through the illusion they're asking you to do. Be generous. Be generous to others, but also to be generous to yourself. They're asking you to join into something new here now. Okay? So let us pull some tarot. Oh, 2 cards just popped on out here. Wow, 10 of Cups. This is where you're headed. And the Empress. So you're definitely growing, you see. There's huge potential for growth here. Knight of Pentacles. New offer coming your way. And one more. Page of Swords. Truth again. So seeing the truth for what it is, but also the Page of Swords can also be someone who is on the younger side, who is not communicating very, very clearly. or not good at communicating. That might also be if you have an adult child, maybe a teenager, that they might be they're having difficulty communicating properly. So that might be for some of you. But I do see potential for huge growth here. But again, I have a feeling that they're asking you to focus on the joy now. I mean, I feel like you are kind of hindering yourself from moving forward into something here, number 2. I feel like you're focusing on maybe too much work, or maybe the money, or maybe the things that the 3D world has taught you is the way to happiness. But actually what's in the way to happiness is the opposite. So what are you choosing to focus on here? Okay, that's kind of a question I have for you. Now, I would like to pull a couple of the Secret Garden here before we pull some charms today. You see, you are the only one that can hinder this from being prosperous and moving forward, number 2. You're the only one that can come in your own way here. So they're trying desperately to guide you to something here. To say yes to something. To say yes to an offer. To change something. Okay? Surprises. Venture down the rabbit hole. So again, they're asking you to take a chance. Join in something new. Discover. Look at the early new drops before they disappear with the morning sun. Discover something new. I'm having a very good feeling here, number 2. Release. Lighten your load. Yes. So there is something for you to just say, you know what? I'm done with that way of thinking now. I have to focus on what is truly giving me joy. That's the only way moving forward. And it can be that there's a new, a group or a course or a hobby or something that you can move into, or maybe even new work that will make you happy. So stop doing the stuff that's not making you happy, number 2, okay? Be generous, be open with your heart, see through the illusion, make that decision. Are you going to allow the pain just to keep, being part of your life and keep steering your choices here? Or are you going to move away from that energy now? Okay, just a question. So I'm going to pull a couple of charms here. So you got, this is as a Celtic Trinity symbol, isn't it? I do believe it stands for Trinity and connection with the divine, the kind of the Father, Son, Holy Spirit, or also it's a symbol of nature. I do believe that there's different ways of looking at this symbol, you see. But for me, it is about Trinity. It's about the 3 here, and then you have the circle, which is kind of representative for God, or for coming full circle as well. So for me, it's a divine symbol, connection with the divine, okay? So you have a porcupine here. So I have a feeling that you might have been a porcupine a little bit, where you have had your spikes out. Refusing to kind of see things for see things for what it is. Kind of having trouble seeing through that illusion. Or you might have met up with against people that are acting that way towards you. So you got a dice here. I'm just going to roll that for you. Now you got the number 6, which is the most you can get on the dice. That's a very good symbol. You got kind of a bling bling gem here. So they're telling you to put on the nice stuff. Don't be afraid to shine. Also have a rainbow here, which for me is a very lucky symbol. It might also be that you see rainbows a lot. And you actually got a teacup. You see that? That's such a cute little thing. You see that? So with this, I would say yes to the invitation. If somebody's asking you out for a cup of coffee or tea or a party or a gathering of some sort, I have a feeling you're supposed to say yes, okay? With also this stepping into something new here. Discover, surprise, offer. So say yes when somebody's asking you out for a cup of coffee or, a drink or dinner or whatever it might be. So it's also an invitation to be more social and be with the people that brings you joy. Be with the people that makes you feel good, not the other kind. Okay. With that being said. So thank you so much for being part of this reading today, number 2. Till the next time I see you. Bye. Okay, number 3, if you chose this orange carnelian, then this is the reading for you. There's a message on the back side of this card, so we're going to look at that. And then we have lots of other cards and charms as well. So let's look at it, number 3. A thing of beauty is a joy forever. John Keats. A thing of beauty is a joy forever. Okay. So, let me just sink into the energies of this. Okay. So for some of you, it's an invitation to surround yourself with beautiful things, as in, but with beautiful things, I would say, you know, flowers, nature, joyful people, joyful energies, those kind of things, okay? Not money, but stuff. But I would say, you know, and also seeing the beauty in everything, actually. Seeing the beauty in everything that's going on and happening in your life. Because there's always something to be learned and gained from whatever experience you're going through. Even though it feels not so good, it can be something that will gain you later in life, okay? So that might be for some of you as well. So I'm kind of drawn to the words beauty and joy here. So I have a feeling they're definitely inviting you to see the beauty in something and to step into the power of joy, okay? But let's pull some more cards. Let's pull some butterfly cards. Oh, there was 2 that just popped over. I have to take those then. You are stronger than you know, and take the next step. Okay. So there might be someone who has been reluctant to move forward into something, but they're saying with that you are strong enough. It's time for you to step into that now. And you might have been doubting your own strength here since that card pops up. And maybe doubting moving forward as well. So they're saying that it's time now. What? And you also got cleanse. So there might be that you need to cleanse your physical form with water, with a bath, with a salty bath, or with nutritions, or maybe nutritious food, those kind of things. So see what that might mean to you. But it can also be energies that you have to cleanse your kind of energy field. Okay. Stimulate. Okay. So there's a picture of a brain here. So stimulate your brain is also this. So stimulate for me is very much about maybe doing a hobby, maybe stimulating that creative part of you. Maybe you need, or stimulate the physical form. Maybe you need to feel like you need to move your physical form more. So that you have to feel into what this is for you, but they're asking you to kind of listen to your body. What does it need? What does your brain need? What does your heart need? Sorry. What does your body need right now? What kind of stimulation does it need? So just ask your body what it is that it needs. But it definitely needs some sort of cleansing here. So let's look at some angel cards for you, number 3. There was one that just popped out. Archangel Durenka. Own your psychic abilities, see through illusion. So for some of you, this taking step into something might be a spiritual practice, just to have that said. Guardian angel, love yourself unconditionally, ask for help. So for others of you, there might be a situation where you feel lost or where you feel like you need help. So then don't be afraid to ask for help from people, but also from spirit. Yeah. You might be also ask for help to step into this new. Maybe there is somebody who can show you the way or show you a better way of doing something, or you know, or maybe if you are one that doubts if you have the strength, then maybe somebody else can tell you that you do have the strength and show you that you have the strength within you. And own your psychic abilities, see through the illusion. So that tells me that you have the gift of sight, that you do know how to see and use that to your benefit, right? Maybe that's where the stimulation comes in, that you need to start using your psychic abilities more. That muscle, if you will, needs to be stimulated as well, you know. So let's see what you get here. Change of seasons. So 2 ways of looking at that. So change, of course, that there's some sort of shift happening within you, or they're inviting you to do that shift, that energy shift. But also change of season might mean that when the season changes now from winter to spring, or if you're on the southern hemisphere, from summer to fall, that there is a change happening within that time, okay, within that time frame. So that might be for some of you as well. So we're going to pull some tarot. Okay, there were some cards that popped out. So you got the Two of Wands of planning and Seven of Pentacles. So for me, that tells me that you have sown the seed here and it's starting to grow. And they're asking you to continue planning for that, okay? So if you were in doubt, this is a clear message that you're supposed to head that way, in that direction. Now, the ego mind is the only one that can stop you from achieving your goals here. Yeah, Queen of Pentacles. You see, this is where kind of the reward that you might be having in the end. But don't let your ego let you doubt that now. Because they're saying that this is what you need. Your physical form needs that stimulation. That needs this change. Needs to step into using your psychic abilities. Okay? Ask for help if your ego comes in the way. Maybe a therapist can help you, or somebody in the spiritual teaching world can help you with if the ego is too loud for you. But of course, meditation is the best way. Walking in nature maybe also. Be present. Yep. Use the hours, don't count them. So be present here and now. Don't let yourself get dragged into the 3D world and the ego perspective. Okay? Be present here and now. Beauty again. Dare to be tender and strongly vulnerable. Beautiful message. And Wildflower. Live an uncontrolled life, free to grow anywhere and bound by nothing. See? That's where we're headed. That's where they want you to go. That's the message here. Okay? Live an uncontrolled life, free to grow anywhere and bound by nothing. Okay? So there is an invitation here for you to shift an energy, I feel. Okay? Listen to your physical form for stimulation. Connect with your psychic abilities. Cleanse your physical form. Step into this new. Say, yes, you're stronger than you think. And this new is something that's going to be very good for you. So don't doubt it. Be present in whatever's going on here and now. Step into that beauty and that joy. Okay? So let's pull some charms in the end today. Number 3. Oh, you got quite a bit. You got a calculator. With that, I have a feeling that some of you might have been punching the numbers to see if you can do this. And feel like maybe you can't afford to do this. But, you know, if you focus on the lack, that's what you're going to get. So you have to focus, keep your focus on that this is going to work out fine, okay? I'm not telling you to quit your job or whatever. I'm just telling you to have that focus and invite the solution in instead of focusing on the problem, okay? So instead of focusing on, I don't have enough and I don't know if this is going to work, see that it will work in the future. Right now, it's not that situation, but it will. And then you draw that towards you. And you can always start doing something on the side of a job and then slowly kind of, you know, it will work its way. So this is a wand. So you're the magician here. You're the magician of your own world. You got a totem here as well. This is kind of a totem for me. So you might be interested in the shamanic way or totem animals. You got the infinity symbol. So I do have a feeling that this shift, this change is significant. And it is part of your life path. It's important for you to do. It's kind of a reason why it came. You got the shepherd's staff, which tells me that you're supposed to kind of lead others, okay? You got a cup here, so there might be an invitation to go grab a cup of coffee or, you know, for a dinner or something. I would say yes to that invitation. You got a stocking full of presents, so I feel like there's a reward coming your way. There's a baby bottle. So for some of you, there might be a baby on the way or baby in your vicinity or a child. You got a cat, which is, of course, go the distance alone, but also taking care of you, you know, not listening to everybody else. You got the butterfly, which means transformation for me and also blossoming into something new. And you also got a little pencil. So maybe you're supposed to write. Maybe you're supposed to write down your story. Maybe you're supposed to publish what you write, or maybe you're just supposed to journal, whatever it is that you feel that's coming up for you. It's also a very good therapeutic tool to write down all your emotions, because then you kind of let it out in that sense, okay? So if you're not journaling already, I would ask you to start doing so, or they would invite you to do so, because it's a very good outlet. But I do feel like you do have psychic abilities, and that with that, they're trying to tell you maybe to grow that ability and to connect even stronger with them so that they can help guide you. Ask for help might be asking them for help as well. And of course, they will always be here to help you no matter what. Okay, you are loved unconditionally by your spirit team and by the angels. So invite them in and allow them to be part of all of this. Okay, be present. Be here and now, and find the joy in the little things, okay? See the beauty as it is. You are developing, you're transforming. You're maybe supposed to teach others on the way. So, yeah. A huge potential for you, I feel, number 3. And yeah, I think that's pretty much all I have to say. Feel free to comment in the comment section if you want to. I hope this made sense for you guys. I hope you liked this reading. Give it a thumbs up if you did. Thank you so much for being part of this reading today, number 3. Until the next time I see you.